Hello and welcome to Beautifully Authentic Living, even when shit happens. I'm your host, Cindy Pakalak. I'm so glad you are here. This is episode 9. 9 episodes. I'm actually figuring it all out. If you haven't been with me all the way along, I have been doing all my own techie work, figuring everything out. I've created a merch store with some everyday home decor, clothing, and usable items. I have a digital online store where you can buy my course that I've created on how to live and manifest a beautiful, authentic life with all of the resilience and prosperity you desire, how to succeed on your day-to-day, how to overcome obstacles, how to be the best you can absolutely be. I've created it. It's a video delivery that you can watch on your phone, home PC, laptop, whatever, wherever you want, at home or while traveling. It is worth checking out. So please check that out. Today, well, if you missed my last episode, episode 8, where I asked, have you ever been called a name like a bitch? Or dealt with somebody who's made a terrible judgment or assumption about you? If you haven't heard that episode, that was episode 8, the previous episode, go have a listen, because I want you to do what I suggest on that episode so that you don't have the stress and tension in your body when dealing with difficult people. This episode, episode 9, I want to talk working, wealth, and people who treat you negatively when you do better than they are. What the heck, right? Has this ever happened to you? Are you an individual who is working at tasks or doing well or loving where you're at or willing to take risks and is trying new things or stepping out of the normal sort of conventional way of doing things, and you have come up against people who make judgments about how you are making your choices, how you are living and navigating, especially when it comes to working at home, creating money, talking about wealth creation. Some people are uncomfortable with this conversation. I must admit, my hubby and I used to play small because people in our inner circle were really uncomfortable with us having nice things, or that those folks perceived that we had nicer things than them. And that was really difficult for them. But what was bad in this situation was that we played small for them. We played small rather than enjoying and being grateful and just really being present for all of our hard work that was paying off. We were playing small because other people were uncomfortable with where we were in our life. And let me tell you, we got where we were because we worked our asses off. Can you relate to that? Can you relate to having folks around you who are uncomfortable with where you're at, even if it's just your joy? Like, some people just get pissed off because you're happy and they're not. Some people want what you have, but they're not willing to put in the work, so they get bitter and angry or judgmental around these things. This is real. This is real for so many. But don't let these folks stop you. Don't let them get in your way. Don't let them bring you down. Don't let them second guess. Don't allow them to keep you small and playing small, because it changes nothing. Their perception of you will not change. And the truth is, you don't really want their approval, because they are not putting in the work and putting their heads down and cheering for everyone, are they? They're not. Those people are not your people. So stop playing small for those people. Now, I'm not saying go out and cheer around the neighborhood every week at all your successes in a bragging way. That's not how I operate. That is not who I am. However, when you do you, and you're working and you're creating and you're in your zone and you're doing your gift the way that only you can, other people will light up. Other people will feel the fire. Other people, it's like permission for others to do their gifting, to create in their perfect zone, isn't it? I've learned, I always loved computers and tech stuff. When we moved as a kid, I was the kid who set up the TV, the VCR, the stereo. Like, it was my thing. I was a little kid, and I remember my mom being like, do you want to set it up? Because I just knew how all the electronics worked, and it was seamless to me, and it was simple to me. And as computers came about and smartphones came about, it was just something that I wasn't afraid to try. It wasn't even that I was good. It's just that I felt no fear around it. I felt like, oh, well, if I screw up, it's all good. I'll figure it out. I did not feel that way in any area of my life. As a young person, I was actually scared and playing small and scared to offend, hurt, and, even show up too big or sparkle too bright. But for some reason, I really shined with electronics, and I had no fear around them. So when it came to being a grown woman who really stepped into her identity and really started investigating my gifts and what I was doing here and why am I here, and really wanting to show up for myself and for my kids, because I wanted them to show up for themselves. So I started really digging in and showing up for myself so that they could see that. I discovered that my simplicity, if you will, I get my simplistic view, I guess is the best way to say it, of electronics, computers, techie things like that, that, even though I didn't know anything, that I could probably learn, that if I just put in some effort, this is actually an area I might do okay. And I discovered the business course, which I took, which is absolutely incredible. And the husband and wife team that created it for folks who don't know anything. They created it for folks like me who knew nothing, but were willing to give it a try. And I can do A, B, and C if someone shows me. So having no tech computer background, but having no fear about maybe giving it a go, because what's the worst that can happen? I decided to invest in this course that this young couple with children had created. And I was also really proud of this young couple, because they had created what was seemingly a course that was allowing other people to create online digital stores and online courses and online products, all just through this one delivery. So I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. So with that, I just, one foot in front of the other, bought the course and started to try to create. And here I am today with a digital store, a course that I created, an affiliate ability to earn from the course that they created, that I use, that I have the ability to resell. And now I have a mercantile digital shop with a bunch of products, home and clothing and things like that. And this, folks, has happened for me in a matter of months. I only bought that business course in February. It is the beginning of November, and I've got a podcast. I've got a store with my courses and digital resources. I've got a merchandise store with hoodies and t-shirts and hats and mugs and glasses and candles. This is all created digitally, here from the comfort of my office at home. I'm really excited. I'm so glad I stepped into it. But don't let people without your drive or your gifting hold you back, keep you down, or get inside your head. It's really, really important that when creating wealth, when stepping forward, when building your life up, when working on your prosperity, when manifesting what you want because you know how to do so, because you've invested the efforts, do not let folks who are uncomfortable with your wealth and prosperity keep you down. It's not okay. Because if they aren't where you are, they haven't done the work you've done. So they really don't know what you've done, invested, or they just don't know. They don't get it. So I don't want you to hold back your ability to invest and create the life you desire and the prosperity to support the life you desire because of individuals who are not willing to match your efforts or contribute their own efforts at all in areas that you might be willing to try. The biggest cheerleaders come out for those who put their head down and just do them. You know the saying? Just you do you. It's true. If you take care of you and you do your thing and you are in your zone and you are, maybe you're scraping your knees and you're falling down and, things are going sideways and things are going wrong, but you get back up, you brush off, you take a break, and then you get going again. We are all about that part of humanity, are we not? We're all about supporting people who are just doing their damn best. You're just doing your best. You're living your life. You're creating the life you desire. You're being a good example for your kids and your loved ones. And you're just doing you. That is wealth. That is wealth creation. That is creating the life that you deserve and desire. And there is nothing more noble, in my opinion. If you do you, and you mind you, and you are being a wonderful example for those witnessing you in your life, that can then too use and glean some of the tips and tricks that you've learned by scraping your knees and falling down and getting back up, then there is nothing grander. Relationship, connection, creating your own prosperity, creating good, solid relationships. That's all wealth, right? That is what we strive for in humanity. For those who lack that, there's often struggle and pain and sadness and sorrow. Put your head in the game, invest in you, take care of yourself and do what you are here to do. Be grateful for the lessons you've learned, how far you've come, and keep going. Keep creating. Keep wiping off, brushing off, and getting back up. The saying that I posted today that was shared by another another individual on Instagram. I don't want to mash this, but it's something to the effect of, you'll see it if you're on my Instagram page. The individual is named there, but it's basically a winner is just a loser that got back up one more time. That's the only difference between what people might call a winner or a loser. The only difference between those two is the loser just got back up and dusted off one more time, and it worked. So creating wealth, creating your beautiful life, having beautiful relationships, all of those things, everything that wealth and prosperity entails, whether it's at work or whatever it may be, keep dusting off, keep getting back up, and keep going. That's the key. I, for a long time, had dreams and goals, and we've worked many businesses, my hubby and I, and it's done us very, very well. But we had new goals when our family was growing and grandbabies are coming on scene, and we had new goals and new vacations and new things we wanted to do. And that required new wealth, new income. So I was like, well, I see a lot of folks doing online business, and there seems to be some success, like some really, really good success. As a matter of fact, Forbes is projecting that it is going to be the very largest income earners going forward indefinitely, folks having online digital business. And we're talking in the billions, tens of thousands of billions annually, we're talking, going forward. So I thought, well, I don't need to be rich. That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is deep connection, memories with the littles, because one day I won't be here. They'll still be here, and I want to have some very special interactions with them while I'm able. And I need a little money to do that. I need a little extra bank account for that. So I decided, start getting up at 5 a.m., take the business course that I took, and learn how to get a digital store online and learn how to create my own course, because I've always helped people. We've had a care home for folks with struggles for well over 20 years. We've shared life in our private residence with folks with struggles, and I knew that I could do that outside of my home. So I wanted to create a course that I could sell so I could share what has worked for me to overcome the struggles that I've had and to focus forward in creating what a beautiful life would look like by my definition, and create the income for myself and for my family that I desired to step into those future goals and dreams with our future generations. So that's what I did. That's what I'm doing. And dang, so far so good. Like I said, I bought the business course in February. It's the first week in November. My Instagram following went from a dead account to, I think today we're at 11,000 followers. But all of that, really the growth, even just as an example, my Instagram page, it was, I accidentally deleted followers like about 4 months ago. I accidentally deleted followers I had already acquired. I deleted 100 by accident. And so I was 800 and something followers a couple months ago. I'm over 11,000 followers now within a matter of a few months. Like I said, I have a store where I'm selling products digitally, my courses and resources for folks who want to elevate their life, who are ready and sick of their shit and sick of what's been happening, and they want to elevate and they are ready to roll and they want to do and learn online business. And I sell funny quote hoodies and mugs and candles and beautiful things that I like, that I would have in my home, that I do have in my home, that I'm sharing with you because some of you might have the same taste I do. And here we are on our 9th episode of our new podcast. So if you want to create wealth, if you have dreams and goals for your future, and you want to have prosperity in order to see those things come to fruition for your family or future generations, then I encourage you. Wealth just needs to be considered like this. If you try, you will get there. If you never try, you will never get there. If you try and you fall down, brush off and keep going. You will never get there if you don't try. You will never reach your goal if you don't change what you're doing and implement something new. So whether you want to take the course that I took, the business course, or whether you want to do something completely different, I encourage you to gather the tools that you need to forge the path towards the goals that you hold. And I would encourage you of this as well, and that is, even if it seems overwhelming or it seems too big, because I did have those days. I absolutely had those days, and I just committed to keep going. I knew the techie stuff as a young girl, and that seemed easy. But when I started getting into the computer stuff, I was like, oh, I'm never going to be able to figure this out. And oh my goodness, this is too much for me. But I committed to taking breaks when I was overwhelmed, but getting up the next day at 5 a.m. and doing it again and trying it with fresh eyes. If I needed to take a couple days off, I took a couple days off because I had committed to not giving up. I had committed to just brushing off and doing it again even if I just needed a clear perspective, a good night's sleep, or a day or two off to regroup. I encourage you, invest in yourself, invest in your future, invest in your plans and goals, and take a step and learn the tools that you need to learn. You're not going to get anything new by doing what you've been doing. You're not going to gain wealth by not having something to sell. You're not going to help others by not sharing your wisdom. You have to do those things. We can't honestly expect to just win the lottery. We can't honestly expect, with all the other people on the planet, that we're just going to get a check in the mail. Now, manifesting is something that I talk about and I go into, and in my course, it's called Manifesting Beautiful, Authentic Living and Wealth. But there's a key to manifesting, and that's in my course. And you'll have to take my course and see what it's all about. But I'm telling you, you are the vital role in any of it. You have to make a step in the direction of where you want to go in order to work any of these principles or laws. You have to invest in you. I say this all the time. I feel like I'm saying it on every single episode. You have to invest in you. And when you do, things begin to change. Things begin to happen. Things move in the direction where your focus is. When it comes to wealth, you need to step into the next step, the next act. And you need not waste time and energy on anybody who does not align with you being your best, with you living your dreams, with you stepping and walking toward those goals. If they are jealous, if they are envious, if they are judgmental, if they bring you down, do not share this news with them. It is a waste of your energy. You will at times get tired, as anyone does when they are committing to any craft or skill. Do not share with folks who cannot support you. Because if you have some negative self-talk or some anxiety about trying something new or being equipped to do something ahead of you, the last thing you want to do is share it with somebody who's not going to cheer for you when you're struggling. I have a very small circle. Those folks are cheering for me when I'm tired and exhausted. They remind me of who I am, where I'm headed, and what I need to do. And that's a whole nother topic that I teach in my course. You need to only surround yourself when you are committing to something big like this, to creating wealth, to creating dreams, to focusing forward, to putting in the effort to make your life look the way you want it to for the next chapter. You only surround yourself with people who can help you get there or that will not stand in your way. All right. Today we were talking about wealth creation, folks that get in the way, how you should not be sidetracked by them. And I want you to do you. I want you to step into your gift. I want you to focus forward. I want you to dust off and get back up. No matter what's happening for you right now, somebody out there has it worse. Somebody out there has it harder. I can guarantee you that. Dust off, get back up, reframe, journal some ideas, get focused. If you're interested, enroll in the course that I created, Manifesting Beautiful, Authentic Living and Wealth. You can find it on my Stand store. Get yourself pointed in the direction you need to be going. Do this for you. You owe it to you. Focus on you. Focus forward. Focus on the people you love. Create that wealth. Create that beautiful life. Step into that life that you've been dreaming of. Time is of the essence. It's a currency, and nobody gets out at the end alive. Focus on you, friends. Take care of you. You take care of you. All right. So wonderful to be with you. I am so excited. Next episode will be episode 10. if you follow me on any of my social media and you have anything that you would like me to talk about or address, please, please comment. Send me a private message or comment on one of my reels or posts. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about and share my perspective with. What topic do you want me to share about? I would love to do that. If you have anything you want me to share here on the podcast for free for you to access and for others, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that. All right. Cheers, dear friends. Have a beautiful day. See you episode 10.